Good day. Hope you're doing good anyway. And welcome to intermediate guitar video number 2. The last video we covered some sweep picking stuff. We'll get around to some more of that. I don't want to just sit on that forever. I know people just freaking love sweep picking and that's all they seem to want to do anymore, but there's a ton of other stuff you can do. So we're going to start with some sequences today. And sequences are cool because you can really make something kind of wind and get lost in the beat. So I'm gonna teach you guys a sequence that I play that's kind of fun, and you can, whether you do it in triplets or 16th notes, can really change where you're landing with it, and it's kind of cool. But I will just kind of play it. I'm not going to shred it or anything crazy. It's not about what I can do on guitar. It's about me showing you what can be done on guitar, or just examples of things that hey, here's an idea. Take that and maybe make your own sequence. Maybe you don't want to learn my sequence. Maybe you just think, oh, I never thought of making one of those, and you make your own. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's the whole point of this thing, is to explore it and find what makes you happy with the guitar, not learn somebody else's stuff and then just play it on repeat. That's not cool. Express you, find your way. Anyhow, rambling again. So we're going to learn My Little Sequence. My Little Pony. No, sequence. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, what's going on there? What we're doing, it's a descending sequence. On the high E string, we're going to go 12, 10, 8, 10, 8. Okay? 12, 10, 8, 10, 8. Now you're going to cross strings and hit 12 on the B string. Back up to the 8 on the E string. So far, we have 12, 10, 8, 10, 8, 12 B string, 8 E string, back to the 12 on the B string. And then from there, it carries on how you started on the E string. So once you go back up to the E and you land back on the B, then it's 12, 10, 8, 10, 8. How many notes is that? That's important. It's important if you make a sequence to count how many notes it is. Because if you play it in triplets or play it in 16ths, you know roughly where it's going to repeat with what you're playing over. Okay? Well, let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 divides nicely into triplets, right? 4 times 3 is 12. So 4 beats and you play it in triplets, you cover a whole measure. But if you play at 16th notes, you only cover 3 beats. Well, what's cool about that is then on beat 4, if the band's playing in 4/4, on beat 4, you're restarting the sequence somewhere else. So you can kind of anticipate their move. If they're doing a chord change next, you're going to slide down and anticipate their chord change a beat before they get there. Well, on the next measure, you'll restart 2 beats before their measure's over. It'll keep, because you're 1 beat faster than them, right? And real quick, I'm going to probably talk about this on another video, so it's possible that at some point you'll see me say this again. But if you're curious on how that works, because think about it, if you're playing it in 16ths, so that would be you're playing in 3/4 time, if you want to think of it that way. Say the band's playing in 4/4, you're playing in 3/4. That means you recycle 4 times, they recycle 3, and you'll meet back up on beat 1 together. So that's cool, because then you know, well, okay, how many times do I have to play this sequence? And then you know, now if you're playing it in triplets and they're playing it in 4/4, you'll recycle together anyway. If you play it in 16ths, then it'll be different. Okay, so that's a pretty big sequence. And once you get that in your hands, you just do that same thing over and over again. Now, I'm big on, in these guitar videos, big on memorize the pattern and the shape and then just move it around, okay? So if you were, say you drop back to, all the way back to your G major scale, you could make a riff out of it if you wanted. I mean, you can make riffs out of sequences too. But I'm doing the exact same fingerings as I did here, only according to the shape of where I'm at on G major. We know on G major, those notes are ready to be used, and these notes are also ready to be used. So then you can do that sequence in there. And then if you were going to do, you're still in G major, you're going to do the sequence, say, starting here. Right? Because those are the notes of G major. So learn the fingering and then just move it according to whatever key you're playing in. You know, it doesn't have to be G major. I know I always, it's going to be a joke at some point, or on a t-shirt if I ever get any attention from anybody. I hope people really do watch this stuff sometimes. I really do try my best to make it easy and have cool ideas, and this is very exciting for me. I love talking about guitar and music. So anyhow, back to the sequence. So then you could take it and descend your scale too. You could recycle it instead of like what I just did. I blocked it into those two strings, then these two strings, then these two. You don't have to do that. You can recycle it on the string you ended on. So and that's nice to do stuff like that, because like the first way I played it, where you just block it in groups of two, it'd be a very fast descent. You know, that's going to cook by real fast, because you're, you know, you do the sequence once, twice, 3 times, you're done. The way we just did it, now you do the sequence 6 times, you just doubled the time that you're going to be playing it. So maybe there's a section where you need a flurry of notes that are descending just not as quickly as the first way we did it. So then you can do that sequence the way we did it the second time. Now, we're going to also do a sequence for pentatonic. We're going to take the standard pentatonic. Real quick, we'll just cover the frets. Hopefully you know what a pentatonic scale is, but it's not going to kill us to cover. So, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. Same thing, descending order. Okay. The pattern we're going to do is, we'll start at the top for now. We're going to go 7, 5 on a pull-off, 7 on the B string, 5 on the E. Okay. So it's just like, only in the pentatonic shape. So that same thing we covered in sweeps for the 2-string sweeps is exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to do it in a sequence. So you start there and you go there. Now we're on to 8, 5 of the B string, 7 of the G, 5 of the B. And now down to the G, we're going to go 7, 5, down to the D, back up to that G, down to the D, pull off, and then 7 of the A, 5 of the D, 7, 5 on the A, 8 on the E, 5 on the A. And then just, you know, finish it out strong on the 8/5 on the low E. So here it is a little quicker. Now, this one's interesting. You can do this in triplets or 16ths as well. You can do any of these in triplets or 16ths. What's cool though, of course we're playing a pentatonic. Let me see if we got a fair speed here. I don't want to like set up a speed I can't even play it at. That wouldn't be cool, would it? Okay, so what's cool here is when you switch between triplets or 16ths, you get completely kind of different feels. We'll start with triplets, and I always like to kind of give myself a little bit of a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now we'll do 16ths. In the tail, you notice at the tail I had hit it one extra time in the 16ths because the grouping lands differently. I know I didn't play it super fast or anything for you. You get yourself to where you're playing it super fast and they'll hear what it sounds like. Make sure to, all this stuff though, practice it in the different division of triplet versus 16th, triplet versus 16th. Get a feel for how it like rotates or recycles differently because of the grouping. Now real quick, let's do that same thing, only ascending. Now this one's hard to play fast. What do we have going on there? Real quick, 5, 8, 5 on the A string, 8 on the E. That 5, 8 from the A to the E, upstrokes. You're reversing this thing. You're playing the exact opposite of what we just played. You're going up with it, which means what was a downstroke's now an upstroke, which is kind of, it makes it tougher. Right? So on the next set of strings, on the A string, you got 5, 7, 5 on the D with an upstroke, and then 7 on the A with an upstroke. Downstroke on the D, 5, 7, hammer on. Upstroke on the 5 of the G, upstroke on the 7 of the D. Downstroke, 5, hammer on 7 of the G. Upstroke, 5 of the B. Down to the 7 of the G. Downstroke, 5, 8 on the B. Upstroke, 5 down to the 8. Upstrokes, up, and then down to finish it off. Okay, so that's different, but I really recommend even that sequence that we did earlier, the triplet, the 12, jeez, my brain, 12 note sequence. Try to figure out a way to play that ascending. Take it and flip it around. Take this thing and go, okay, I'm good at that. Am I good going the other way? I'm not real awesome. It's a little muddy, right? And the palm muting. Anyhow, I'm sorry, getting a little carried away. There's 2 sequences for you to take, fool around, play it with the metronome, play all of this stuff. Now that we're in the intermediate stuff, there's no fooling around. Your metronome should be on while you're playing this stuff. Play it as clean as you can. Practice it sometimes on an acoustic guitar. Electric guitar makes it way easier because you've got compression, you've got gain, you've got all these things. You don't have to touch it as hard. So make sure you practice this stuff on an acoustic too, so you can really hear, am I getting it or am I just like kind of faking it because I've got this electric guitar. Have a good day. You're going to do awesome. Please like and subscribe. If you know anyone that might be interested in this, please share it with them. This is awesome for me. I'm having a good time kind of sharing stuff. And even when I suck at it, there's times where I'm like, oh, that sucked, but they'll have something to laugh at. So have a good day. Bye.